Both times I tried going live recently, my office manager calls, and when someone calls, it drops the live stream. I hate it. So I'm gonna start over. Storage and transport, day to day. I'm here in the warehouse. I'm moving stuff around, picking up, because when I come back and it's cold, I just kind of throw stuff in here. So it's actually warm out today. So I'm gonna start in the truck. This is the truck that I own. I put E-Track up high, down low, and then I put D-rings literally everywhere. Everywhere. When I rent a truck from Enterprise, it's got the same basic setup, except these wood slats are a lot bigger so you can attach stuff to them. I do not attach stuff to these. These are basically just to keep things from going through this thin wall. I use, in this truck, I use these orange ratchets, or in any truck, I use these orange ratchets to attach things to the wall. Like the steak barrel, orange ratchet. We got dance floor in here right now, orange ratchet. The chairs back there, orange ratchet up high, down low. Down low I got these hooks over here. People have asked why don't I use, oh, well, I'm getting too ahead of myself trying to catch up. My chairs, we got the same orange ratchets on them. People have asked why don't I use the endless ratchet, which basically is less pieces. It's, you know, instead of having the hook and then the long part, it's just one long part and it hooks back into itself. Why don't I do that on the chairs? Because I don't want to keep track of two kinds of ratchets. Once we deliver these, we take the ratchet off and it goes up in the truck. We use it for something else. We use it for tying big tents together, keep them tight so they can get in the bags. We do put cardboard underneath the hook part and the ratchet part to protect the tent. We use it for ratcheting tables to movers dollies. We use the orange ratchets for basically everything. So I don't want to keep track of two different ratchets. All right, we're almost caught up. Dance floor, I keep standing up like this. It's easy to just get on the truck right there. The other loading bay is over there, it's a little further away. The dance floor is heavy. 8-foot tables, we just stand up against the wall. Same with 6-foot tables. These bins right here I got from a Gander Mountain going out of business, but they're basically just like hamper kind of bins, just like way fancier. This I got moving blankets stored in, and this I have our 20 wide ratchets in. And I use these bags from Argo Bag to store the 20 wide ratchets in so we can just walk around the tent and drop them. I got smaller shelves for my 20 wides. These shelves I just bought from Lowe's. I didn't get those giant ones, pallet racking for my 20 wides. Caps we got in these bins that open up like this, and all the caps are in there with a red C. I got my center poles for my 20 wides on top of this. I call it a baker's rack. Other people call it something else. These are all my 20 wide center poles. The tops and bottoms, you come over here, you can see what's the top and what's the bottom. Bottoms have this white on it, tops don't. So we can grab those. This I just got from Harbor Freight. I use this a lot. I've also got my frame tent legs on the other side. These are all my frame tent legs and frame tent center poles on one. I also have all my sidewalls on another. And then underneath this, we would have some tent tops, usually 20 by 20 frame tent tops. Here's a dance floor that's old that we don't use unless we need to. Now I have 8-foot sidewalls as well. They're in another kind of bin. 8-foot sidewalls have red bags. 7-foot sidewalls have blue bags. And immediately behind me, I have my frame tent pieces. They're on this I-beam kind of structure. You can see it there. So then we can come in from the side, grab what we need. And underneath those, I have some of the tents. So orange means 20 by 40, green means 20 by 30. Regular canvas bag means 20 by 20. There's a 15 by 15 is there, but it's like labeled. I don't have bags for that. Then for the frame tents, we got these heavy duty bins with all the hardware for it. All I gotta do is come over. This says 20 by 40. I just gotta grab the 20 by 40. Steaks are in water barrels with the top cut off, and we either have these green carts on them, which aren't that great because it gets so heavy, or we use that red thing as a barrel mover. Tarps is in another kind of hamper bin. Tarps have the, we roll them up and then we use these, I don't know what these are called. They're like cam buckles on them to it so that it keeps it nice and tight. Lighting. So, got all my lighting on the shelf and it's labeled. 100 feet, 80 feet. We're doing a 20 by 20, grab that. We're doing 20 by 30, grab this. We're doing a 40 by 60, grab 2 of these. 20 by 40, grab 120 feet. 40 by 80, grab 2 of those, so on. And then all my Italian bistro lights are in bins labeled for what they are. So if I'm doing a 40 by 80, we just go grab the 40 wide bin. Yeah, that's about it there. Then my 30 wides are just on the ground on the other side of the shelf where my 20 wides are. And on top of the shelf is just like random kind of stuff, you know, sidewall extenders, bar skirts. What is that? That is cornhole. My round tables are also stored just against the wall, labeled for dummies, 5 foot, 5 foot, 4 foot. And then back there, we have 6 foot. And then I got a semi-trailer filled with more 6 foots because I got so many 6 foot rounds. We built this little shelf thing so that I could store keg coolers, stock pots, stanchions up there. And then right there is, what are those? Coat racks. And then underneath is utilized for more round tables. This is our table for putting the paperwork to load up the trucks every morning. Let's see. Oh, important thing for all our side pulls for our 40 wides and 20 wide or any tent. So I got these things on like Facebook Marketplace for real cheap, but you can get them in a warehouse supply kind of place. They nest, so they can be modular. You can go as high as you want or whatever. They're square, so we have 2 together and everything just lays on there. Our 40 wide poles are metal, all up there. Our 20 wide poles are wood, all right there. You just come over, grab what you need, bring them onto the truck. Speaking of truck, how do we transport our poles? We have these thicker ratchets that are tied to 1 point or to 2 points, and then we just put them through and we can ratchet it to adjust it if need be. Again, for people who are just joining, this is kind of like a storage and logistics kind of thing. Just showing you how I store things. Ovens and grills and stuff, they're on wheels. This is their corner. This is where they live. And then I got a semi-trailer that we backed up to the warehouse and kind of just incorporated in the warehouse that has fridges, freezers, grills, ovens, all that kind of stuff. 40 wide tents we have on pallets back here. And it's dark back here, but you can see I got pallet racking for things like fans, old sidewalls, which I do keep to put up for seasonal installs. One overlooked thing people don't think about a lot is pallet jack. You definitely need a pallet jack when you have a warehouse. People deliver things, and it's easier to get stuff off if you have a pallet jack, if their pallet jack is buried. Plus, you can just palletize things and get them on trucks easy. All my fruit wood chairs are back there in bags, protected on wheels, so we can easily just wheel them over to the truck. Let's see. Farm tables don't go out every single weekend, so they're kind of more in a back corner, but also just against a wall. Cocktail tables. I got 30 cocktail tables out right now, so this area is usually filled with them, but we have them in these bags, so when we load up, you can literally come over and grab 1 bag on each shoulder, and then hold another bag in front of you, so you can grab 6 cocktail tables at one time to get them on the truck. Here's another one of those bins. I have water in here because this past summer I bought water for all the employees. Let's see, what's another, how do we store our big ass center poles for our 40 wides and 30 wides? Well, we store them standing up right here, and had to build this little triangle thing to lean them against. I utilize garbage cans for a lot of things. So by my white padded chairs, we have our garbage cans with their covers. When you have 40 wide tents, you have an insert section to make your pole taller. That's simple. We just cut the top off of a barrel and put them in there. My hangers, got a lot of hangers for these coat racks. I just put a ratchet up there. There's like half the hangers. I got a ridiculous amount of hangers, and I zip tie them in groups of 10 so I can just reach up and grab them. On the other side is another shelf. Those are all these the cooker things, you know, like propane cook things. That's really it. Out those two doors are 2 more semi-trailers filled with stuff. This semi-trailer was filled with Shivari chairs because they take up a lot of space, but I sold most of those off. Now that's filled with 6-foot rounds and king tables, and someone's tent that they pay me to put up and take down. Their entire tent is in there. That storage trailer has another like 60 cocktail tables in it, some games, benches for the fruitwood tables. The benches are kind of cumbersome and take up a lot of space, so they're in there. That's how I solve my space issues without having to expand the warehouse. I just buy semi-trailers and back them up to unused docks, because this used to be a trucking terminal. So door, 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 door. So I got a bunch of unused docks that I just back up the semi-trailers to, and they are rooms in their own right. Pipe and drape, I sold off most of my pipe and drape, which I don't know if that's a good thing, but I just stored it here standing up, and then I still have the drape. We just have drapes in these kind of bins, and then the bases, I only have a few bases left, but this shelf used to be covered in bases, so we would just layer bases right there, like that, then a second layer on top of it, and a third layer on top of it. We got some more games and stuff in here. Yeah, what else can I show you? I'll take you in the dish room. I don't really handle day-to-day dish stuff, but the dish room is where we have like a majority of our pallet racking. Dishes are just on pallet racks, and we color code most things. Red is for wine glasses. Blue is for water. Yellow, champagne's kind of yellowish, blah, blah, blah. So, and then this color, they didn't have tons of colors. So this color is for Pilsner. It was kind of brownish, whatever, it looks like beer, not really, but black is a rocks glass, which I think rum and coke, black drink, kinda. And then this green one is for highball, which is also a mixed drink thing. That's just the glass color that I had left. We also have a vintage glassware, where kind of buried. Oh, it's right here. So vintage stuff has the normal tan color, and there's one strip of a color. So these would be vintage champagne glasses. This would be vintage water goblets. And then if you do end up doing dishes, you want as many sinks as you can get. So this is our dish room. It's nice and heated in here. And we got, behind that, there's 1, 2, 3 sinks there, 3 sinks there, and then the dishwasher. So this is the clean room, this is the heated room. Oh, here it's not heated. And then a lot of these dishes are also on carts. So if you need to move them out to the truck, it's easy. We also bought these dish rack things, which I don't like that much. I just prefer the movers dolly, or the these are specifically made for glassware things, like the glassware thing fits right in it. Then we have the shelf right here, which just got painted and it's gonna get labeled, where all the bags of silverware are gonna go in there. So you can just easily come over and know what you're looking at. I think that's about it on logistics and storage. If you got different size sidewalls, I suggest using different kind of bags. Blue, 7 foot, red is 8 foot. Stake bars. Stake bars are kind of cumbersome. We just keep them on a stake. That way you can come over, grab them, and walk around with them. It is kind of heavy, so you got to be strong like me in order to do that. Blah, 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 blah. Oh. I took a wire shelf thing from those shelves over there because I didn't need all the wire things, and I screwed it to the wall. And this is our indoor storage for ratchets. Most of the ratchets are always on trucks, but this would be bare in the winter, in the summer months. But in the winter, I have ratchets laying around. Otherwise, it's completely, ratchets are always on trucks. Now here's something which shouldn't be done, but we got all our propane tanks inside, and then the smaller ones on a shelf up there. Probably, should not do that. So basically, I just keep an eye out for any kind of cart that is for sale on Facebook or Craigslist. Like right now, I got concrete on these kind of like greenish carts with a wood base. Let's see what I got back here. I got another bin. Shivari chair. I got rid of most of my Shivari chairs. These are my Shivari bar stools. They're stacked back here with their cart, so you can just easily bring them to the truck. Randy Hamilton gave me this. It was like a case for musicians, but I actually turned it into, I was gonna turn it into a bar, but I ended up turning it into a tool thing. I put wheels on it so I can move it around easily. Oh, here's an idea. Old tables that are just bad, you can stack them to make shelving. So back here, I had 2 old tables which just were not rent worthy. So I just stacked them. Now there's tools and stuff on here. I can even go a 3rd one and get it higher, but then I would need a ladder all the time. Yeah. So behind me, like I said, there's pallet racking back there. That's for all the stuff that like doesn't go out every single day. We got coolers, we got fans, we got what are these? These are like fancy cocktail tables over here with a wine thing, wine barrels, handmade bars. The heater's over here right now, so the heating and cooling stuff will get shifted around depending on time of year. Right now, I'm not putting up any tents, so the heater's not going out, but during the early months of the season and the later months of the season, the heating stuff will come out and the cooling stuff will go away, like fans, so that's easier access to. So I have loading docks, but I also have this big door which has a ramp right up to it, so when customers come, they can, we can load from the ground. Or the dishes usually get delivered in a van, and the van backs up to that, and we deliver into the van. Milk crates, blah, blah. I found a bunch of them for free. I use those a lot for a lot of things. Milk crates are key. And then another thing in the dish room is these things that we just screw to the wall, so then you can take the bag you need, because all the dishes got to get bagged after they're dried so they don't get dusty. This little cart right here, Randy gave me as well. It was a box, I don't know what was in it, but I put wheels on it. And then our sidewall bags go in there. Right now there's only one sidewall bag because all the sidewall bags are getting used. But this you can move around, get it out of your way and whatnot. Logistics, storage. That's about it. Like I pointed this out earlier for our center poles, and underneath it we leave open for our jackhammers, gas, caps. I have a lot of room in here, and I'm not even utilizing it because, you know, I got those semi-trailers. I could build a mezzanine over here and have a second floor for extra storage if I really needed to, or I could put pallet racking across the walls and have chairs under it whenever, but honestly I don't need it right now. If I ever did, I would. And this huge back section back here I don't utilize to the fullest of its ability because I don't really need to. I could have a lot of pallet racking going in rows down here instead of just across the back wall, but I don't need it because I got those semi-trailers, and I prefer this big open space to clean things sometimes. That's about it. That is storage, transport stuff in my warehouse. Thanks for watching.